It's Shop Talk by No. It's where we hear their stories and shape your future.
Because I came from government contracting, people think, "Oh, you know everything about government contracting because you worked in the government." I don't, but I'll give you whatever information I have, and people are like, "Can I bend your ear?"
Go.
That one nugget.
That's
oh,
it. Yeah.
you need to get registered. Do this.
But
Not
it's
tell
yes.
me how to do it
Exactly.
and hold my hand through it.
Yeah, and
right?
just doing the
Go
work.
do it.
Doing the work
Yes.
is one thing,
Yeah.
though. Doing the work is one thing, but how you approach the work and how, you know, in terms of your alignment, your values, leading heart first and being true and authentic. I think that makes the difference. That's a game changer. There are no shortcuts. They don't exist. If you want to build something that lasts, it's the long game, right?
It's
a long game.
Build the foundation first.
It's funny you say focus. I have a friend sent this to me a long time ago. It was about a golf course, and it's like focus, and it stays on my desk. There's only two things there, but it says focus. And if you stay focused and disciplined and are
100%.
consistent, then you're going to be successful if you don't give up.
Yeah. And, you know, you're going to have some challenges, okay?
No,
There's
you're
going to
have
be
some
some
valleys.
times,
Yes.
you know?
There's going to be those dark valleys.
A lot of them because
and you're by yourself.
That's
Come on.
it. You are by yourself. No matter how
gotta
many
pull your
people you
own-
have around you, you're still
And
by yourself.
I think too,
it's
being by yourself is one thing, but it's the decisions that you make when you are by yourself. It's the moments of, you know, when it's quiet.
That's the courage.
Correct.
That's the courage.
That's
thing.
right.
And you've got to be committed.
Yep.
But I say, women, go with your gut.
Go.
Even I was
Bet on
opposite.
yourself. Be bold.
Yes.
Go forward. Stay
But if
focused.
it's on paper and it doesn't make sense to somebody, and it's going to always be the men. It doesn't make sense to them.
It's always the men. It's always the men.
Well, it is. And they go, well, this doesn't make sense. And then they've learned after 30 years with me, it's like whatever she says.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Now they know.
her gut. Once I listened to them,
Yes.
it was the biggest mistake I've ever made. Once I listened to them when my gut told me what
Otherwise,
to do, and I regretted it, and I said, never again. I'm going to make the decision. Period. And I'll live with it. The good,
period,
the bad, the ugly, right?
with the T.
The good,
I feel
the
that.
good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
If I win, good. If I lose, good. But it's
Yeah.
going to be on my terms.
That's it.
I
Exactly.
made the decision, and I'll live with it.
Exactly. And sometimes I don't even say I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I just do it.
Just do
like,
it.
like
You
I
gotta
listen,
start
I-
somewhere.
You're a boss.
People are like,
Figure it out.
You're a boss.
I
That's
say
why.
to people sometimes, like, you don't have to get into the back and forth.
That's it.
What are we getting in? Because
It's
I'm the
true.
decision maker.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad you said that
Yeah.
too, because sometimes, like, especially when you have put in the sweat equity,
Yes.
you have
Oh, yeah.
done the work, you
Yeah.
have proven yourself. You are
Yeah.
proof of concept here.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know,
Bulletproof.
like it is.
We're all
That's
bulletproof.
it.
Yeah.
And once you get
It
bulletproof,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
because you're weak at the beginning. You're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
bulletproof.
Yeah.
You're learning.
No, you have to learn.
Yep.
The sweat equity
Yep.
gets you to the bullet.
That's right.
That's
right?
it.
And no matter what they say,
Yeah.
but you do, but that's why I say I can be so sweet and say, well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for your advice. And my husband used to say, what difference does it make what I say? Because you're going to do what you
your own
want
thing
anyway.
anyways.
That's it.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 super successful women here, hardworking women here.
Mhm.
How many times have y'all been told no?
Plenty. Too many to.
Plenty.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say to the people who are like, man, they just always say no. They never let me. They never listen to
I'm not here
the
for.
guys or
I'm not
whatever.
here for permission.
That's it.
My entire company that I've built, Earnest for Good, is around unapologetic impact, and we don't take no. No is not in my vocabulary. Thank you. Next, I'm doing my thing, like you said. What's the point of even giving? Like, she's gonna do it anyways. Yes,
Exactly.
I am.
Might as well do it. and men will say to me now, it's like, if somebody new, they'll go, you might as well just say yes to her because I'm telling you, she does not give up.
Yeah.
And so I don't. I just find a different way
Of course.
of getting the same thing that I want.
That part
That-
there. Right.
Getting what I
Like
want,
for us.
but
It's
I
not
know
a
I
no,
need-
it's a how.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And my mantra is, I will either find a way or make one. Or it might be the other way, but that's the thing. It's in government contracting. People always say, "Well, you got to build relationships, or you got to have set aside." You know what I tell people? I say the best way to win a contract is to bid on a contract. So most
Yes,
of
you
our
have
work
said that.
is work we have bid on competitively, because then I'm not worrying about whether or not the contracting officer has a
Likes
problem
you,
with giving a contract to a woman-owned business because it's
Yeah.
set aside for what you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I bid, we're all in the pile together.
That's it.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
I'm not saying that there are not people out there with biases making decisions, but I have a better chance when I bid
you
and I'm in the
approach it
pile
that
with
way.
the other 10 companies that bid on the contract.
Uh-huh. Exactly. And when you approach it that way, I am one of all of them instead of trying to get my little piece or whatever, right? I love that you said that. I got to know, because you have got some big contracts. You have gotten some big contracts, my friend. Okay. So, how humble. I mean, everybody's just so humble. And this is what I love. That's why you're all
As
my
you should
friends,
be.
because you're just
As
so
you should
humble
be.
and so
Yes.
authentic. But okay, so you've gotten a big contract. What did it feel like when you got that? Hell yes.
I mean, I wanted to pass out because it was a lot of work.
That's so
What
funny.
have I done?
Wait a
It
minute.
was-
That
it
wasn't
was-
the answer I
yeah,
was
well,
looking
yeah,
for. You said it was a lot of work.
It was
You
great.
said it was a lot of
Let me tell you
money.
what was great.
can.
Let me tell you what was great about the contract. It was great just because we had an opportunity as a small business to show that you know, to kind of dispel some of that myth that you need a large business to do stuff. A lot of times large businesses bring their stuff to small business. Now we got a middleman
that's
and
right.
they're cutting us. Our margins are this thin
Mhm.
because you got somebody up here who's not doing any work. Give it to us. We'll
Go to
take
the
care of it.
source.
And we
Go
showed
straight.
we were the reason
That's
that
possible.
the whole program succeeded is because we understood because when you're small, you're agile,
Yeah, that's
decision
right.
making.
You're nimble. You
It's
can
like
move
this,
quick.
you know, you can
You
change
can make
on
a
a
decision
dime.
yeah.
quick. You can,
So,
yeah.
No
so it was
bureaucracy.
wonderful, and it's wonderful after. You know why?
Yeah.
It's wonderful after because it was super successful, and we can say, "Hey, we won this massive contract for it was $32 million. The
Yeah.
contract,
Massive.
the entire contract was almost $200 million. There was one business that was the national administrator, and then two like East Coast, West Coast. We managed the East Coast, but the East Coast carried the whole program. And so for me, it was like it gave us qualifications that we
Yep.
didn't have.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
allows us to speak differently in rooms now.
So, and you won the $30 million contract. You ended up effectively like changing the lives of many people.
Wow, yeah,
Your
because
impact
we
was
distributed
incredible.
$2.2 billion to farmers and ranchers who had been discriminated against in like the last 100 years.
Yeah. So
And
from
70
there, right?
Exactly.
But then
So,
also
yeah.
your team, you impacted your team. You were
yeah,
able to,
absolutely.
one of the things that I love that you talk about, because no one here is shortcutting anything, but
That's
you're
right.
also here to create impact and to help build and empower and finance the next generation and all of
we
our
brought
teams
in a
and
lot
all
of
that.
other businesses.
That-
We subcontracted in 2023 to over 30 companies.
Yeah.
One of the
That's
companies
huge.
said, "Hey, you all brought us to $1 million." So to me,
That's
I always say, "You want to
amazing.
help another small
Yes.
business?
Yeah.
You put revenue in the door." Because Lord have mercy, if anybody else gives me
Yeah.
advice, because that's what people love to do. They love to give you advice. Well, let me tell you this, and I'm like, "Thank you for the advice, but if you want to help me,
Yeah.
you know, throw some revenue,
That's
throw,
it.
throw some work my way,
That's
and
it.
let me show you
They
how I
do
can
love
have
to
an
tell you.
impact." And that will help me because you know what? You could give me one $5,000 contract. Now I got past performance, and I can take that to one of these ladies and say,
That's right.
"Hey, listen, somebody actually paid me to do this work, and and I'm going to tell a story about it, and it's going to help me get more work or bigger work." You know,
Sometimes it's just about that, right? Sadly, we are the ones who are trailblazing. We're doing all this heavy lifting and all this hard work, but it really does come back to the next generation and showing them that there are no shortcuts.
That's right.
But we are willing to help them.
Yes.
And that's where that mentorship piece.
That's
and
exactly
being
what
a
you
role
just
model.
said.
Yeah.
Give them a little something so then they can take that. And if they are truly committed to doing the work, they're going to take that little bitty something and go.
I think too, like what is so important to me is when we allow ourselves to shine very brightly and to be ourselves truly and show up in spaces 100% authentically, vulnerably, boldly, whatever that means for us, we're giving people permission to do the same.
100%.
Right. And I think, like in terms of women supporting women, that's why we're all here. We're a bunch of baddie trailblazer boss ladies,
Yes,
and
we
we're all
are.
rooting for each other, supporting
That's
each
it.
other. Right. And that's the difference.